I'm Paul Sims, and I'm here with
Al Higgins,
Josh Lieb,
Joe Furey,
Lou Morton,
Julie Bean.
And the title of this episode is Who's the Boss Part 2.
Oh, we were talking.
I think I was naming the episodes at this point.
Yeah.
I think I have an idea what this one's about. The sandwich one? Is that what this one is?
No.
I don't think so. This is a... boy, there was some kind of arc going on in this season about...
Who was going to be the boss?
I think
The
this
bosses, yeah.
Isn't this thing a little from what happened in a previous episode?
Yeah.
Dave and Lisa flipped a coin to see who would have to be the boss because neither of them wanted to be the boss.
It landed
anymore.
on its edge.
And it landed on its edge.
And so Bill becomes boss.
Except the piano's already in there.
Oh, so Bill's already boss.
Yeah.
Maybe some of the people who are watching this commentary can call in and tell us
Yeah.
if they've been watching this episode.
We're live, so...
Morris
Okay, Buffalo, New York, you're on the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just noticed this episode. The piano's already in the office.
Sir, could you turn down your radio?
Baba Booey.
Son of a...
You see, that's
Does
not
it
funny.
every time. God.
It's these louts.
For anyone listening, those are those Howard Stern callers.
That was a
love to-
completely specious call. That was...
They do it all the time.
The coin doesn't come down.
Not the first time, not the last time we will be had.
I see OJ, man. And he looks scared.
What's he doing?
And I'd be scared too.
And I sees
And
OJ.
Baba Booey to y'all.
I remember I was watching there was a coverage of a plane crash on TV, and a guy did that, and it was.
That's a funny joke.
Yeah.
Now that was a good one with the payphone.
What
unlike that
happened?
other one.
She got grease all over her shirt.
She wiped the phone off on her shirt and it made her shirt all messy.
Oh, is the Vicky thing? Are they wearing the same dress that she
Yeah.
is?
Yeah.
You know
Oh,
what?
I
I just noticed that
Yeah,
for the
people
first time too. It
never got that.
probably
joke.
should have, that woman probably should have the same color hair as Vicky to make
I don't
that
know if
work.
we talked about it, but when Maura was shooting hers, remember there was that Playboy
That's
shoot
right. We
going
were shooting
on
that
or
on
something.
We were
that's right.
We were
Yeah.
on the Brooklyn side of.
Tell us about that.
We were on the Brooklyn side of the East River. I have the videotape, which should have been used here for additional content. But while we were shooting that, we looked out and there was like a fancy speedboat going by, and when you zoomed in, you could see that there was naked girls on it, and they were shooting a Playboy.
And here the other thing I remember was someone mentioned it. Look, I think they're doing a Playboy show, and like 10 people ran over it to try and look at what was going
And
on.
work stopped for a half hour. Now, I'll tell you what's going on in this episode. Al?
They all are standing by the coffee maker.
Another one of these, huh?
Mm-hmm. Remember? No, what is this one? I have no idea.
Looks
Who
like
wrote it?
Brian. Let's call him.
Where is Brian?
Get Brian on the phone.
Yeah, guys. Brian, what's going on?
Brian! Hey, Brian! Thanks, you're on the air.
Yeah, what do you want? You watching my episode?
Yeah.
Baba Booey.
You see what happened there? Those of you watching this at home, it was another Howard Stern listener calling in.
They think it's
People
funny.
are their children.
Serious times like these.
Not
that's
the-
not
not
the phone
fun.
call.
It's
Not
not
the
funny.
real Brian Kelly.
We are going to be
I don't
bigger
think.
than them. We're going to be. Let's take a next call. The next call calling in. Yes, sir. You're on the air.
Yeah, it's Larry King calling for the NewsRadio.
Larry
Larry
King.
King,
I like
wow.
your show,
Yeah,
Larry King.
thank you. And
Yes.
Fa Flow High.
Oh my lord!
I didn't get that. What is Fafa Flow High?
No.
That's the other name for
it's-
Baba
Oh,
Booey.
he's still on.
Joe, you're being taken in by another Howard Stern caller.
Well, it's not the first time, and it will not be the last.
certainly won't be the
All right,
last.
caller, you're on the air.
Yeah,
Yes. Where are you calling from?
Rochester, New York.
Ah, how are things in New York there?
Baba Booey to you all.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I said Baba.
I said Baba Booey to you all?
Oh,
Baba Booey?
Baba Booey.
Oh, there's Brian Callen.
There's Baba
Oh, there's
Booey.
Brian Callen.
Is this where they fight?
Very funny comedian.
Hey, there's a story we could tell. Speaking of Baba Booey,
Hold it.
Go
First,
ahead.
This is Joe's. I think the reason I chose this episode for us to talk about is because we liked it. And this is Joe's brothers come to visit.
Oh, this is the Fighting Gorelli
the
Brothers.
Fighting Gorelli brothers, which all...
Why didn't we call this the Fighting Gorelli Brothers?
Because we wanted to save that name in case we did a spin-off show that was
right,
just the
right.
Fighting
Oh, yeah.
Gorelli
We
brothers.
really, I think a spinoff would have been great.
And then Brian Callen here is a very funny comedian who is also a friend of Joe Rogan's. And one thing I noticed after looking at the notes last night is a comedian who is now one of my favorite stand-up comedians was on this episode. But at the time, I had no idea who he was.
Throdini.
No. Can anyone guess who it was?
Dane Cook.
Nope.
Billy Barty?
Nope. He's on Howard Stern a lot.
Epstein.
No. Well, no. He's on. Epstein's on here too, right?
Ron Epstein is on this, yeah.
Robert. what's his
Josh,
name?
you
Robert
blew it.
Hedges.
You had to wait till
Robert
the
Hedges.
end.
Bob Hedges.
Bob Hedges.
Yeah.
be the big-
okay, that
big
was the second
reveal.
one, and the third Gorelli brother is
I
one of
blew
my
it.
favorite stand-up comedians now, but I had no idea who he was back then.
No.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
DiPaolo. Nick DiPaolo.
Nick DiPaolo. That's right.
Ah.
We'll see him coming up shortly.
The time for talk
Oh,
is
is this
over.
the debate?
I don't know, but it's funny that we were talking about that Howard Stern stuff because I think this might be one of the episodes that had a lot of Howard Stern references in it. And I was realizing we put a lot of Howard Stern references into like a lot of episodes.
A lot. In
Just
fact,
because I've been listening to him since like 1988 and
Yeah,
Joe
wow,
had
you were
too.
old school.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I know.
since
Way
the-
back before the satellite stuff.
Oh, yeah,
But it was
listen to him.
almost
You guys
like
looked at talkies too before everybody else.
Oh yeah, but it was almost like we at least for Joe and I, we always sort of wanted Howard to notice us somehow or notice the show.
well, the thing I was going to say was, remember we wrote the original second episode of the show?
That's right, the
was
first-
one that never
The,
got...
the first
right.
episode that we wrote after the pilot, the whole joke was that, well, actually that was the whole joke, was that someone was trying to do a call-in show and it was all Baba Booey callers and
Baba
things like
Booey
that.
and-
And then when we had the table read, it just... we were laughing. I think the problem was Jim Burrows, who directed it, didn't know the
it.
Howard Stern show, and some other
Right.
people didn't. And in retrospect, it probably wasn't a good idea to base the whole episode around.
Well, it wasn't the whole episode wasn't just
No,
that.
that's true.
But it was a funny episode.
That's true. But
It
then
was-
we had to throw that one out and write a new one the next night. But then subsequently, like we had the thing with Candy writing Baba Booey somewhere. There were always
In the
in the
Suggestion box?
Suggestion box. There was
yeah.
Howard Stern rules. You suck. That kind of thing. And then the penis episode from last season was sort of based on Howard Stern, and that was at some point they actually started playing that when they play the sound clips at the beginning of the Howard show. Every once in a while they would play the part with
That's
Phil
right.
Hartman saying, "I heard a man use the word penis on the air, not
That's
once
right.
but 5 times." So that was
They
that
also
was our
have
greatest
played,
achievement.
They've also played the clip of reading from the box from
Oh,
the
really?
suggestion box, Baba Booey or whatever it was, or Howard Stern rules, or
So out of all that great admiration and fandom for Howard, then at one point we actually paid to have Howard does the live ads on air to promote News Radio, and he really didn't put his heart into it.
But then somebody else at NBC did it too. They totally ripped you off. That was your idea, and then somebody else jumped on the bandwagon.
Well, I think that I'm not sure if that was the first TV show that done that, but then they started doing a lot of that.
You know, you was your idea. You paid for it, and NBC wouldn't, and then NBC
That's
paid
right.
for all their other shows.
That's
Well, as
true.
I remember it was too. Howard was pretty much. It was one of those ads he does where he was given the ad and he was kind of like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
Ah, News Radio. Like he had no
Yeah,
idea.
I
He
know.
didn't
And
even know what he was
really,
talking
He didn't
about.
really sell it
It
very
was like
well.
no one told him what it was. And
That was
he was
kind of
like,
disappointing. But
it was okay though. He
Yeah,
was
it was
all
all right.
Yeah,
That's
he was
true.
all right.
the unthinkable were to happen and I was to lose this vote, well, then I can answer that.
what's happening now? They're both running for office election and
But
both
they-
are trying to lose.
We still haven't figured it out.
Yeah, they both want to lose.
At this point, I'm just waiting for the arrival of Nick DiPaolo.
I'm just waiting for what's his name?
I just want to figure out who Nick
Epstein.
DiPaolo is.
Juan Epstein.
Juan Epstein, who Brian and I used to do all the time. The time for talk is over.
I have a very Bob Hedges story, but
Yes.
I'm not sure I can tell it.
Tell it.
Tell it.
Just tell the brief version.
Tell
All
the
right,
Hedges story.
I was one day I was found a dog in my neighborhood.
Can we set this up by saying Robert Hedges is played Juan Epstein on Welcome Back, Kotter,
And he appears again in
and
this
he
episode.
appears in this episode.
Not
And also,
again,
wasn't
later.
Was he following Tom Sharonis?
Yes.
And that's
Or
how
was he
cast
following
him?
Burroughs?
No, it was Tom Sharonis.
Tom
Okay.
Sharonis,
He's a sitcom
yeah.
director now.
He
or
was learning about directing by watching our director Tom Sharonis, and we said that's Juan Epstein. Let's use him in the episode. And then a few years later,
I was living in Venice, and I found a stray dog, and I kept calling the number that was on the dog's thing, and I couldn't get an answer. And so finally, I called the vet that was taking care of this dog because they had a little tag on him too. So they can't give me the number. They call this guy. Anyway, this guy calls me and he's like, "I hear you have my dog," and I tell him where I live. He's like, "I live right down the block. This is great." And so he comes down, and I'm on my phone, and he's on his cell phone. And I keep saying, just turn around. And he keeps turning in the opposite direction. I was standing right behind him, and it was Juan Epstein when he turned around. And I said, "Oh, we've met. You were on News Radio." And he's like, "News Radio? Oh, yeah. I really, couldn't have been sweeter about what a great time he had. cut to about a month later. I keep getting this phone. I get a phone call from this woman who says, you called us a long time ago about this dog. Do you know who that man was that owned that dog? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. She goes, because he has creditors calling this number all the time.
All right.
Not the Juan Epstein I know.
Hold it, is that Nick DiPaolo?
That's Nick DiPaolo.
There we go. Now we're talking.
Looks good too.
Julie, did you say, by the way, that call Epstein's mom?
Signed Epstein's
Signed
mom.
Epstein's mom's, or whatever
He
it
looks like
was.
my college roommate, Tim Dolan.
Oh, he does. I don't know who that is.
He's with Nick DiPaolo and Joe Rogan. We're like best friends. That's why. Nick
And
was on
Brian
this.
Callen
Yeah.
and
Yep.
Joe Rogan. Epstein was sort of the
He was
wild card.
this was another one of these ones where I think once we got the idea of Joe's brothers together, it was every joke was just them beating the crap out
Yeah.
of each other,
Yeah.
which was great.
But Super, we played a lot of Super Mario Brothers. No, just regular Mario Brothers on the video game upstairs.
Yes. Yes.
And when he pushed another guy into the monster, that was called a dick move. And
Does this have anything to do with the Gorelli brothers?
yeah, that's why we
pretty
called it
much.
Gorelli Brothers.
Certainly
yeah.
what we were thinking about.
Yeah.
Flying Girly Brothers. I think really we did the episode because we saw
scene
Epstein and
there's a scene that was
said, "Let's
cut
put him
where
in
Joe
an
jumps
episode."
up and hits the POW
Right.
just when someone is right next to the crab.
Right.
Is the PAL the thing that gives you the hammer, or is that something
No.
else?
No, the POW knocks out every bad guy on the
Or,
screen.
or it flips them up the other way if they're on their backs.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Stunt.
One
Nice.
of
Very
5
good
or 6
stunt.
times that window got
Yeah,
broken.
that
and the thing that's impressive is Joe Rogan did that stunt.
It's true, without
That was
complaining.
pretty good. There wasn't a stunt man.
That breakaway glass, which we used many times, they say is made out of sugar, but it doesn't taste like
No,
sugar.
you
it
can't
doesn't.
really eat it. No.
I just wanted to point that out.
Well, you have been fired.
It's a little behind-the-scenes special effects trivia.
Okay, now that I got your attention, vote for
This-
Is Matthew still fired and still hanging around the office?
No,
here?
I think that at this point, is he running for
He's back.
fire marshal?
He's running for
or-
fire marshal.
Unopposed?
Totally unopposed.
Did you hear that joke that was like sex? Now that I've got your attention, vote for Matthew. Who's that? That'd be like a Brian Kelly joke. That's really funny.
I don't know. I always wanted to do in college. I never got around to doing is post signs that would say like free beer. Now that I have your attention, stop me before I kill again.
You should go back to college so you can do that.
I should.
Al's not laughing very much because he went to a state school.
No, and he didn't. He's a dropout. A state school dropout.
and he's killed.
How many credits are you shy of a degree?
Okay, who's our next caller on the line?
Between 16 and 20.
Yeah, the guy at the state school guy. I have a question for him.
Yes, where are you calling from?
I got from Rochester, Minnesota.
It's a beautiful area up there. Is it snowing?
Yeah, well, we were expecting a nor'easter to blow in this weekend.
I'm glad
well,
you're
good
not
luck
that
with
other
that.
guy who called from Rochester.
No.
Because someone was calling a little earlier and was trying to play a little game with us.
I don't think that filth belongs on the air. I think that's
No.
terrible the way
Well,
people do that.
Agreed.
Anyway,
Hallelujah, sir.
for the guy, the state school guy who didn't finish college.
Yes.
What's
Yeah,
your question?
Baba Booey. Click.
I didn't hear that. What did he say? I didn't get the end of that call.
You don't
What
wanna
was
know.
that?
Baba Booey. Click.
Oh, he's still on the line. Oh,
He didn't really
that's
hang up. He
outrageous.
just said click. I think he did it again, by the way.
Fafa flow high.
That guy that just walked in the background was the one that was dressed like a clown in that other episode.
Oh, he was? Interesting note.
What was his name? What was his name, that background guy?
I didn't see him.
Big
I haven't the
muscly
slightest idea.
Which one was he?
one. The muscle one, the guy with the head.
Not just you, Bill. A lot of people. And
Emmett Kelly?
This episode's not over yet? What's going on?
I think we've got a lot of time, Sad.
So-
We
lot of
got time
time.
for one more caller.
Oh, good. Another special.
What is that based on?
Oh, the fire marshal.
A fire marshal.
Yeah.
So Bill started that fire?
Yeah.
To see if Matthew could put it out.
You're driving.
Here's another theme that ran through many shows. Bill
He doesn't even
constantly
see
antagonizing Matthew without Matthew knowing.
Yeah.
I think we did this about 5 times,
fantastic.
too. What was the other one where he was doing something else, running for something, he kept putting spaz on his back and all that?
We had to stop doing that.
We had to stop doing that because we got The network gave us a note that they were getting complaints from the
Spaz Council.
But now the stuff they say on TV, can you believe it?
The four-letter words and the
Oh
filth.
my goodness!
It's
my
everybody's everyone's doing blue.
Everybody's working blue.
Everybody's working blue. Listen to Allie. Can't watch it anymore.
Have they loosened it up at all? They can't have loosened it up.
No, it's worse.
Do people really work blue?
No,
Yeah, they're
it's
still
worse.
doing
Oh
blue.
my
No,
goodness,
it's
are they
more
blue?
tightly constrained.
No, it's so blue, it's crazy. Lou, do that funny voice you do. Do it. The kids want to hear it.
Do it. Do
Doing a
it.
funny voice. By the way, where is Juan Epstein? This is the
He
whole
doesn't- he
point of
doesn't
this
come into the
episode.
show.
Right now.
Yeah.
There he
There
is.
he
Ladies
is.
and gentlemen, speak of the devil.
The
There
Puerto
he
Rican
is.
Jew, Juan Epstein.
Nah, the time for talk is over.
He still looks good.
looks
He
great.
didn't look that
This
good
was
when I
28
saw
years
him.
ago.
No.
This was 28 years ago, Paul.
What's that bulge he's hiding in his hassock or whatever you
That's
call
his
it?
bottom.
Oh, no. Sal.
What a lovely family reunion.
We weren't doing nothing. Really?
Jeez.
Nothing.
No, nothing.
No mega wedgies. No. And what do you do
Mega
with Jack's
wedgies.
underwear?
Oh, apparently there was a mega wedge.
In an office where people are working. What would Dad think? Or Mom?
He's right. Look at us. How'd this happen to us? I don't know.
We gotta
We
talk.
we gotta talk about a lot of things.
Set up.
Up.
The time for talking is over. Now come over here, get your medicine.
That's how he disciplines his brothers with a baseball bat.
The ultimate irony.
like-
How the priest is the
it's
one
like
he's
he's
running
like
after
he-
him with a bat.
That accent is like from West Side Story or something.
What are you talking about, Lou?
You mean the time for talk is over?
Part of it sounded a little bit like Christopher Walken there at the beginning, like, boy, no mega wedgies.
No mega wedgies.
Napa
Time
Valley
for
Way.
talk is over.
Oh, is this the
Oh, here's a box.
Is this the ballot box?
Yeah.
I don't think there's any Howard Stern references in this.
Not in this one?
unfortunately.
There must be. No,
waiting
oh, no,
for
this is,
That seems impossible.
this is
It's
just
super
voting.
possible.
Yeah, this one's just voting. So.
Picking between Dave and Lisa, okay? Okay. I know. Wait.
If we put a Howard Stern joke in here, that's when Howard would have noticed the show and said, you know what? I like that
We
news
played
Well,
it.
radio
in all,
We
show.
should've.
truthfully,
Yeah, but,
I've heard several times Baba Booey say that he liked the show a lot.
I've never heard that.
I did hear that, and Howard said, Howard did say once, I don't really know that show, and he said, oh, I like that show. It's a good show. It's a funny show.
Wait, Paul didn't hear it, and he's been listening from day one.
I know. I've
So
been there since day
Well,
one.
I did hear that. I did have
there
have
since
heard
back
it.
in the DC days.
Yeah.
DC 109.
Back in the mustache days.
Oh yeah. Back in the old pig virus days.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I think we have another caller on the line.
There, is that what you guys want? Okay, fine. I can do this all day. I'm from Rochester somewhere, and I say Baba Booey, whatever you want. Fine.
Okay.
If your screeners can't pick up on it, that's all I can do. Is Baba Booey, Baba Booey.
Okay, who's this Baba Booey? I don't know who is
Our
he talking
topic
about?
today. Who
Click.
is this Bob Booey?
Oh, he's apparently we've been had again.
That was a totally farcical call.
This is Al Michaels. That was a completely farcical call. O.J. Simpson was not on the line.
Situation is quite tense.
The situation is quite tense.
Yes?
Yes, caller, you're on the line.
Yeah, from Rochester, England.
Yes, Rochester. Go ahead. What can I do? What can I do for you? Interesting.
Yeah, not Baba Booey.
I'm not aware. Is that a Japanese word? What is that word exactly?
Click.
Oh. I'm not really sure what that caller was about, but call if
Who
you
is
want to call
screening
back
our
again.
calls?
I don't know.
Who is screening our calls?
Yeah, this is Roger in the back. I'm screening the calls.
Yes, Roger.
Yeah, Baba Booey.
Roger. Oh,
This is theater of the mind.
Man. Fucking-
Oh, excuse me.
I know. You know what? If we send just this commentary to Howard, that's when.
yeah. Let's send it
That's
to
when
him.
he's gonna say, you know what? That show, I don't get it, but they referred to me.
And
He's gonna say, "I'm glad I
the
didn't watch
DVD
it."
sales, the DVD sales will skyrocket, and we're gonna
That's
come
right.
back like Family Guy.
Do you guys
That's right.
find that Sirius seems like it has too much bass to it?
No.
Haven't done.
A little bit.
You mean a little too
I know
much?
what you mean.
Too much compression on the voices. You mean,
Yeah.
Too much compression. I think that.
Is that what it? Is that what that is? I can't understand them.
What do you mean you can't understand them?
I feel like
Do you have the same problem with Bubba the Love Sponge?
I don't listen to Bubba the Lump Sponge.
Da,
That's
Bubba the
your
Lump
problem.
Sponge.
Not even when he's doing the shower cam McGillicuddies and stuff. If we don't get some free
This
something
is-
out of this,
yeah,
I don't know what.
I have to say, this is a DVD first, too. We're talking about an entirely different program. Like,
Your
Well, why
Bubba.
not?
no, that's it's certainly
this is like
unique.
This is like
And
a
we never
desperate cry
figured
for
out.
help and attention.
It certainly is. We have another caller on the line. Caller, are you there?
I'm sort of out of funny caller jokes, but can always go back to the Baba Booey stuff if that's what you want.
Is this episode ever going to end?
and we
by the
still don't
way?
know what it's
No,
about.
We have no idea.
Hey, yeah, you had Juan Epstein from Welcome Back, Kotter. You had.
But who is
something
the
caught on
boss? What
fire.
happened?
Who ends
What
up
was
being the boss?
Gentlemen, the time for talk is over.
I think Dave is the boss again.
Well, he's sitting in the boss's chair. Of course he is.
but it's like the Epstein
But
story
no,
ended.
but there's there's Lisa. Maybe she's the boss.
Who's the boss, Lou?
Who is the boss?
I don't know.
Part 2.
Didn't pay any attention to the episode. Those are your
He had his name
calls.
wrong. Mancow.
Don't mention Mancow on this. We only have a few seconds left to get
What
Howard
was
to
the
notice
guy's?
this here.
Oh, there's another stunt.
I also like to say hi to Fred, Jackie. No, not
Oh,
Jackie.
that guy.
Artie Lang. I
Flow
recognize
guy?
that dude.
Yeah.
He's
Who is
always
that
in.
guy?
It's Carl from accounting.
Yeah.
Remember he came back and we killed him?
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Did we?
He dies in like one of
He
the next
dies in the
episodes
next
or something.
episode,
Yeah,
yeah.
one
Was
of
he the
them.
Nazi?
Robin Quivers.
Yeah,
think
he
he
was
may
the
have
Nazi.
He turned out to be a Nazi.
Also,
Jackie the
that
Joke
actor
Man?
gave
Is
us
that Filthy
funny
Funny CD?
matches. I
Hot
still have
dogs and
matches.
donuts.
Artie does too much swearing on the new.
No, he
on
doesn't.
I
Extra.
agree.
I disagree.
I
I think
agree.
it's funny.
I can't. We let
I
Andy
think
do
Artie
fake,
does do a little too much.
karate.
I
Here's
think
everyone.
I think it would be better if he toned it down a little bit.
I think
Here,
so.
hold on, look at
Seriously?
the credits, you guys. Ronnie the limo driver.
Hurry.
Yeah.
Baba Booey.
Oh,
There's Shuli saying shalom, everybody.
Sal the stockbroker.
yeah.
Sal the stockbroker. Richard Christie.
Oh.
Look at all the heavies were on this one.
This is the worst commentary we've ever done.
Sven
Not for
Nykvist.
Howard Stern fans.
Or the best.
Baba Booey. Baba Booey.
Baba Booey to you all.